kind of. Ah! Is that kind of, well, that's not a B7 because I've moved the capo down. I have no clue what it is. So, I just want to say this is dedicated to winter, dark winter, and long winter. And I want to say that I am just so grateful and thankful for our new president, Mr. Biden, and helping me to not have a job to go back to, and confirming that I no longer am able to go back to my previous job. And I will be having a little more free time and having to look for another job that pays me several dollars less an hour. But that's okay. I like learning new things. It was time anyway. But I thought I had it on backup. I was on a little leave of absence, but thanks to one of those wonderful, beautiful executive orders that I'm so grateful for, I no longer have a job. I'm an outcast. Hopefully my savings hold up, because right now there's a snowstorm blowing. It's hitting up against the windows, because right now it's dark winter. You know, Forrest Gump's mama always used to tell him, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. My mama used to say to me, insanity is contagious. Mental illness is contagious. If you're around it long enough, you will also become mentally ill. And my mama has always told me since I was very young, you're mentally ill. You're going to be schizophrenic, just like your aunt. You're insane. You're crazy. So I waited, and I waited through my whole childhood to see if it would happen to me. And it never did. But that accusation always caused doubt in me the rest of my life and followed me wherever I went. And if I spoke an opinion and someone didn't like it and they said you're insane, I would take it too personally and try to fight it and defend against it. And after a while of having my image and my reputation completely smeared all the time, and finally figuring out that it had to do with jealousy and narcissism and abuse, just abusive behavior, trying to silence me and make me fight against it, which makes you appear more insane, I realized all these rumors and things that people spread and said, like you're insane or you're a whore, was, or even a witch. That was a common one. Christians like to spread that one about people. And I I finally decided, wait a minute, they're building up my reputation and making me kind of scary. I'm gonna go with it. And so I learned to just go with it and think, well, geez, I've got this reputation as this great horror. I don't remember when or where it happened. And I'm a witch. Ooh. So I would just, and I'm insane. Oh, watch out, stay out of the way. So it really calmed me down after that and helped me manage mental illness around me and deal with it and play with it, kind of. You can play with it. And you really don't care because that reputation just precedes you and makes you bigger and scarier. And maybe it's true. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of truth in these accusations, huh? No one's perfect. B7 kind of. Anyway, I think the world is getting very insane. And it's getting to the point where it's hard to know what the truth is, because anything and anyone you believe and follow is going to disappoint you. And you're gonna feel almost betrayed, and you're gonna feel stupid. So I really think people, at least for me, I have to stand back and make fun of myself and remember that it doesn't matter what anyone else does. It does not matter how they acted out wrong. It doesn't matter what they did wrong, even to me, because a lot of times we take it too personally and there's more to it, and we need to not take things so personally. And it doesn't matter what wrong behavior or thing someone else does. The only thing that matters is our response, our responsibility and control and charge of ourselves and our response. Because our poor response and behavior and reaction instead of response, reaction to bad behavior cancels out that bad behavior that was done to us. All that matters is how we reacted, and it's better to respond. It's better to be in charge of yourself. There's only one thing we can be in charge of, minus tragedy and stuff. And even tragedy, there's only one thing we can trust and have charge of, no matter what. And that is ourself and our own response. Like what's coming to my mind right now is a couple years ago, I had a horrible week. I had 2 car accidents within, I want to say it was like 1 day or 2 days apart. I can't even remember. And the first one, a deer literally hit me I had slowed down. I was in a 60-mile-an-hour zone, and I had slowed down to 30. The damn thing looked me straight in the eye as I was already past it. It looked through the passenger window at me, and then it ran up and just demolished my car. It hit me. I did not hit it. So I couldn't drive that car because the whole side and the mirrors were missing. And I found out I literally couldn't even change lanes or anything. It was like driving blind without that mirror. So I was taking that car into town, and oh no, I had 3 accidents in a week. It was 3. Oh God, never mind. In 2 different cars, because I have 2 cars. And so I'm taking the car with the broken mirrors into town to drop it off so I can trade it for my other car that I was loaning out. My camera is just the best. It cut me off, but it's a good spot. So I'll finish the story about my response, and I'll try to talk fast. So I'm driving the car into town to get my other car that I had loaned out. I call it my backup car, so I loan it out, which is really stupid because it gets trashed. It's had a lot of body work. So I'm going into town the back way so that I don't have to do any passing lanes or anything, and I can drive slow to go get my other car. And the road had not been plowed, and we'd had a lot of snow, and the road had these giant, I've actually never seen it like that year, giant ice ruts in it, and they were deep, and they were just slimy ice. And my car got caught up in a bad motion where it hit the side of one of the ruts, and it started ping pong balling across until it flew into the air, because it was just ping ponging. It was against the side of the ruts, which is like a wall of ice, and it started flying through the air across the road. And I said, oh God, there's a deep ditch. There's no way I'm gonna live through this. This isn't just gonna be a slide into the ditch. This is death or a broken neck. So I knew I was gonna die. And the strange thing was, and it made me believe in angels even more, is just as the car was gonna go flying headfirst into this deep ditch, and the car was actually up in the air, flying through the air. It stopped in the middle of the air, and for some strange reason, it flipped around in the middle of the air, and I went sliding into that ditch backwards, which of course saved my life. And I'm sitting there crooked in the snow trying to figure out, because one side, I couldn't get out of one side of the car because it's in deep snow, several feet deep. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm alive. And then I'm also thinking really negative. I'm thinking, what the hell is wrong? This whole week it's like, Hex, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why is this happening? And I'm like, and I'm a good driver too. Like, I've won awards, okay? So, which is funny because I think I'm a bad driver, but I'm a really good driver. So, sitting there just almost crying, and it's this beautiful, ultra clear, crisp, bright blue sky. No, you know, one of those really cold days where it's just really clear and crisp and clear blue, no clouds, and then blinding white snow out in the middle of nowhere by a field. And I climb out of the car and up, and I'm standing there on the side of the road thinking, oh, I hate my life. I'm out thousands of dollars. My car is probably just so total. I bet the underside is ruined. And my life sucks. And how am I going to afford this? And I'm just thinking all these horrible negative things. And then all of a sudden it dawns on me. I'm standing in this cold. It dawns on me. And I'm also thinking about that, thinking, oh God, it's so damn cold out here. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere. And it dawns on me, Rosa, stop it. This is a really good day. Rosa, it doesn't matter if your car is totally trashed. It doesn't even matter how cold it is. You're a couple miles from home. You can walk, even though it's freezing cold. Look at you, you can walk. There's nothing wrong with you. You were supposed to be dead a couple seconds ago, and you're alive. Money comes, money goes. Cars are replaceable. Things are replaceable. The only thing that's not replaceable is the human body. If you're injured, you can never be repaired back to normal. It's never normal again. If you're dead, that's not replaceable. And I thought, oh, so it doesn't even matter if you don't have a car for another year. Your body works just fine. That's not replaceable. And so I got really happy, and I called the tow truck, and he came out, and you could tell he was kind of scared, thinking, oh God, and a grumpy woman who's really upset that her car is destroyed. And she's been standing out in the cold for a long time waiting for me, and blah, blah, blah. But instead I was just like, oh, and I was really happy, and you could tell he was just like, what is going on with her? And then you could tell he was a little scared to like tell me the tow fee. And I said, I don't care what it is. I said, because money's replaceable. And this is a very tiny fee, even if it's expensive for just a couple miles. This is a very tiny fee compared to what it could have been. I said, I'm really, really thankful to be paying this, and that I'm here to pay it. And he brought my car back. You know, he took me and my car back up to my house, and I said, I'm not driving for a day or two, and I'm just going to take it easy and relax and sit back and figure out what's going on. And I'm going to move ultra, ultra slow and careful in every movement I do the next few days. And I'm going to stop this bad luck that I'm on, whatever this is. It always helps to stop. Just stop. Stop. When you don't know how to respond, when you don't know what to do, and you could make things worse, the number one best thing you can do is stop. Just stop. And it stops the momentum. And it gives you time to think, but it really stops the momentum and the spiral of what could it could make things worse. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Another reason to stop. It stops momentum, but it gives you rest and time to self-introspect. And when you just stop, like the other night, I was out shoveling snow, and I stopped, like I like to do. It was really quiet. And I looked up, and I said, oh, Wow. The stars were shining. I could see the Little Dipper. It was so beautiful, so quiet. I could see the little stars twinkling at me. Oh yeah, it was very nice. But another reason to just stop is insanity does not rest, and it does not want you to rest. It cannot find rest. So you can stop insanity and feelings of it by stopping, because it doesn't want you to. People who accuse never ever want you to rest in your soul. They want you to keep pushing, keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, keep moving, never stop. This is one reason why I have always believed, even though I'm not a religious person, I'm a believer, but I am not religious. Sorry. Because I don't want to be held to a lot of religious beliefs, because it's like a wall closing. It's just like going to a university where you're constantly hitting your head up against the ceiling. No, you can't believe that. You can't think that, because they tell you this is what God thinks. This is proper. Don't you tell me what God thinks, because you're not God. You're a human and you're limited, and we're limited. We're down here. Don't tell me you think you know what God thinks and how he thinks. He'll tell me. He'll tell me, okay? Like my grandma said, I go direct. So God will tell me. He'll stop me. He'll put an end to me when it's my time too. And he didn't put me here to be nice. It took me a long time to come to the realization. I'm here to be a nuisance. If I don't have any purpose other than being a nuisance. And I'm pretty damn good at it. I'm a nuisance when I play my guitar. That is so fun to be around people who can really play guitar and are really good at it, and be like, you play really dumb, and you go, can I play your guitar? Can we play this? And then, oh, the worst thing is singing. They just like, oh boy, I love it. I love it. I love how they're like, Rosa, what are you doing? Be quiet. You sing weird. You sing weird. You gotta stop. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I can always tell the best guitar players. And I'm talking about guitar players, not like singers. Because guitarists usually like to be with people that can sing. And I can tell the very best ones because they think it's funny. They get it and they think it's amusing. The ones that are more vain and they're what I call the midwit guitar players and guitarists hate me. They hate me. And I love it. I love trolling because they're the equivalent of academia. Don't be a midwit. You gotta be the best. Be the best. It's way up there. It's insane. It's more fun. Anyway, I was gonna say one reason Sunday or Sabbaths, days of rest, are vitally important is because they stop. They stop the insanity. They stop the frenetic movement. They stop it. So that you don't get stuck in that trap and you keep going. It's vitally important to have the stop. And maybe that's why meditation for some people is so important. But I think a whole day is probably very important. And I'm thinking about doing the Jewish thing, like, well, let's turn off all the technology. It's off. for a whole day. Rosa, you can't look at anything. You can't see anything. No technology. Zero. Because it's just peaceful. It's very peaceful when the power goes out. And it stops things enough